so funny that everything's Zoom now. I'm like, okay, you're getting me in my pajamas.
Did you grow up in this house?
Yeah. Now I live here with my band and my husband, so we could do this live stream show. It's freaking weird.
But you couldn't do this from Nashville? Why did you have to go back to Neptune?
Because the record's called Italian Ice, and it's all about the Jersey Shore, so we had to do it from the Jersey Shore.
Is it weird to be back in your childhood home?
No, I come here a lot when I'm not touring, but it is weird to live here as like, you know, a 40-year-old with my whole band and husband and my parents. Like, we eat meatloaf at night and like watch Netflix on blind people mode.
Netflix on blind people mode?
Yeah, my parents aren't blind, but they like the vision impaired narrator. They did it by accident once, and it was like, Sandra goes through the door, leaves in a hurry. She waves her left hand furiously, you know, like just, and they're like, I like that little British lady.
Have you broken a bone?
I've never broken a bone. Never broken a bone, and I have fallen into a 10-foot sinkhole, and I didn't break a bone.
Okay, so what's the story behind that?
It was a sinkhole that was in the parking lot of a crappy tavern by my hotel. And I walked up the little hill to walk in the parking lot because it was dark out and raining, because I didn't want to get hit by a car. And I just woke up in the bottom of this hole. And my keyboard player was like saying my name. And I was like, what's going on? And then I see all like the rocks, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he ended up having to come jump into the hole and pick me up and shove me out of it because I hit my butt in my head, and I didn't break any bones, but I still have like permanent bump on my butt.
Did you get knocked out, or were you good?
Yeah, it knocked me out cold. I don't even remember falling. And like, I remember he was from Australia, and he was like, what do I do now? And like, my head's bleeding, and I'm like, call 911. And he's like, what's the number? I was like, it's 911. Yeah, I went to the hospital and they stapled my head, and then they were like super mean to me though. The medicine started wearing off in my head, and I was like, do you guys have anything for the pain? Like, this is really painful. And they're like, oh no, we get enough people coming in here for those. And I was like, what, throwing themselves into 10-foot holes for pills? Like, the fuck? It was traumatic, but it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Cured my anxiety. Like, you know, I quit drinking after, and I stopped being scared of shit because I was like, shit, I can die at any time like that in a stupid hole in a shitty parking lot of a hotel that sucks. You know, so what's there to be afraid of? I mean, I haven't drank in over 3 years.
Ever since the hole?
Yeah. It was maybe like a week after the hole, but the hole set it in motion. My rock bottom was a good rock bottom, literally.
What do you regularly spend too much money on?
These things. Yerba mate tea.
Okay.
I drink like 3 of them a day, and they're $2.99, and they don't sell them by the case.
Is it similar to what they drink in Argentina?
Yeah, it's the same kind of tea, but this has like lots of sugar in it. It's like probably the Skittles version of the Argentinian drink. And I also spend too much money on art supplies, because I have everything I need, but like, I'm a sucker for an art supply store, shopping for art supplies. Just fun. But I recently started drawing on Procreate on my iPad. So I'm teaching myself how to do that. And it's pretty fun, but it doesn't give me the same good feeling I get from like making a mess. That's my best selling thing, is like I sell 8x10 prints of my artwork. I'll show you one.
Yes, please do.
Because we're in the garage where everything is. We sell puzzles.
Oh, is that a
like
Red Rocks
Red
puzzle?
Rocks thing.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And then like the prints, they're like this big and they're signed.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thanks.
And those are the ones that we can purchase on your website too, right?
Yeah. And then there's like alien ones, but it's like abducting pets.
Oh my God, are those cats and dogs?
Cats and dogs.
And that is exactly what I would buy at a show, which is why I want artists to agree on a size, like a small size that.
Oh, so I get it now. So your frames.
Not even for frames. I want to put them into polyurethane sleeves, and you can make like coffee table books of music art, where if everybody decided on one size, hey, let's do an 8x9 or 8x10 or something like that. and then everybody could art, and then you could sell them at shows. And I would buy them at every show I go to because it's something you could take home and collect and put into a coffee table book.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
Do it, because if I went to somebody's house and they had a book on the coffee table of just cool art that they've picked up from concerts, I would sit there and thumb through it for hours.
Totally.
So you can either answer, who is your celebrity crush? Or if you were on death row, what would be your last meal?
Can answer both of them.
Do it.
It's easy. Last meal would be my mom's split pea soup and a Pete and Ilda's pizza. It's really thin crust. It's very good. Celebrity crushes are weird. Like, they run the gamut. David Johansen, like in the early days, and Shia LaBeouf for some reason. I love him. Oh no, I like his struggle. I like Duff McKagan and Nikki Sixx, like Nikki Sixx in like '89.
Did you have Motley Crue posters up in your bedroom growing up?
Oh yeah. Yeah, when I was 7, I had a Theater of Pain poster.
What's the most embarrassing thing that you can remember about your childhood in like rock and roll?
Probably like I used to like dress up like the Ultimate Warrior from wrestling and like play, like I had a band, a neighborhood band, like I dressed up like him and we had our band called Whiplash. We were a Guns N' Roses cover band.
First of all, dressing up like Ultimate Warrior is probably the coolest thing you could have ever done.
I still do it sometimes.